And we're good. Hello everyone, welcome. We are live from Animoto headquarters here in New York City. Let me know if you can hear me, if the sound is all good. Whether you're new to Animoto, if you're looking to up your video game, or I know we've got a lot of people here from our Facebook community as well. Please say hi, let us know that you're here. I'm excited. I'm going to be here every month, quite simply to show you how it works. I've got the team around me, our social team. We've actually got the team of workers behind us. This is actually Animoto as it happens. There's a lot more people out the back as well, so don't think that this is all we've got. But I'm going to kick it off today by showing you our 4 brand new pre-built storyboards for Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day is quite simply one of the biggest marketing days of the year. In fact, I think all Hallmark holidays should be a great reason for you to be connecting with your customer. And with video, there's no better way to do that. So, in fact, I think it was Facebook IQ said that in February, Valentine's Day was a bigger topic than the Super Bowl, Beyonce, and Mardi Gras. So it's definitely an opportunity that we all need to embrace and that we all should be involved in. For those of you who aren't aware, our storyboards, they're like a template that we've actually created to make it easy for you to create a video. I find the hardest thing about making marketing videos is like, what do I say? What message do I convey? So we've got these storyboards or templates that actually are like a listicle for you or a tutorial how-to, your promotional sales, and all you have to do is add your own images, maybe tweak the message to suit what you're trying to say, update the colors and the fonts to suit your brand, add your logo, and quite simply within minutes, you're gonna have your own marketing video that you can share on social media. So rather than keep on talking about all this, I think we should just jump in and I can show you how these all work. What I'd really love to, if you have any questions, I've got Lucas here from our Facebook group and he's going to be fielding any questions our way. So if you have any questions, jump on in and I'd love to help you out with anything there as well. So once you've logged into Animoto, we go to the Create button, and today we're all creating marketing videos. So we go to here and you'll actually see featured at the top, we've already got 2 of our new Valentine's Day storyboards here. Back in the day when I started making marketing videos, I would always go to start from scratch because I was a control freak and I thought, give me a blank canvas and let me create what I want. But I very soon learned that these storyboards that we have, they give me the ideas, they give me the inspiration as to what I should be making. So go through these, have a look at what we've got and have some fun with them. So today I'm going to start with the Valentine's Day gift. This is a really simple, cute Valentine's video. And you can actually see what happens when you hover over it. So let's click into that and start creating. Now, just because this is a video made for a jeweler, it doesn't mean you have to be a jeweler to use this storyboard. In fact, today I'm going to be a spa day. So let's go in and choose our assets for a spa. Oops. Like this. They'll upload here into the media tray and then it's simply a case of taking your photos or video clips and dragging them onto the storyboard. So let's start with one like this and drag it into there. And then maybe this one shows the spa as well really nicely. Now the whole idea of this storyboard, it was to show the diamond hoops and then show it to your Valentine, give him the hint that you want the gift. We'll do the same thing with the spa. So once we've dragged our images in, we can click on the text box there and actually just update it and say, need a spa day, ? And then for this one, it says, show your Valentine and say nothing. I kind of feel a bit weird about that because she's in a dressing gown. So let me actually just add some copy to that and say, show your Valentine this video and say nothing. And as you can see, the positioning of that is kind of not quite right there. So let's just move that across to the middle so that it's centered and see how that looks. The next thing that we'll do here is actually upload a logo. I didn't get the logo the first time. So let's put the logo in and switch out that logo there with the spa logo. We also don't want the address of the jeweler there, so we can put in here instead the web address of the spa, spa.com. So that's all looking pretty good. The only thing that I'm actually noticing here is that the pink doesn't really suit the brand of the spa. The spa brand is actually like that tealy green. So what we can do is we can click on see more here, and when we click on the text button, we can actually change the color of the text here. I'm going to make it white, and let's move that up to the top so that we can actually see the person in the photo a bit better. And that looks pretty cool. Let's do the same thing here and change the color of the text to be white. With the subtitle, let's actually change the color of that too, rather than be black, and let's make it the teal color. Now with this one, I've actually got the legibility on so that you can see the text. When it's off, you can't see the text quite as well, so we're going to keep that one on as well. And then this one here is still pink. We can actually go into the design button here and change the background color. You can actually, this is like where you change the global colors, or you can click on the individual block and change the colors of the text or the background on the individual block as well. So I'm going to do that from the global area here, and we'll make that the teal as well. By doing that, you'll see that the background of our logo block here is also gone green. So I'll go in there and make that white. And there we have it. It's a pretty sweet spa video. It's a good hint to show your Valentine if you want a spa day. You can then go in and preview that and see how it looks. And if everything's looking sweet, I think I actually even like the music that we used there. So we'll keep the same music as well. The preview is going to happen. And can we show the final video? Okay, cool. So that was super easy and super quick and so much fun. I actually want to make another one. So I'm going to go back to the create button. Are there any questions, Lucas?
Not right now.
Okay.
We'll keep you updated.
Cool, we'll keep on going. So let's try this time and do this Valentine's Day sale storyboard. So we'll click on that, choose that storyboard, and I've got some assets here that are for a soap company. So I think as a sale, a soap company is good to use for this one. So we'll go in here and use High Street Soap. Grab all of the images. Now these can be photos or video clips that you're actually putting into the storyboard blocks. Even though it says it's a photo block, you can actually adjust that and make it a video clip if you want to. So let's start here, and we'll put this one on the first block. You'll see because it's portrait that it's actually not filling the square. So when we click on see more, we go to the crop button, and you can scroll up and say full screen, and then it's going to be full screen there for you. We'll slide that up so that you can actually see the entirety of the soap. And while we're in here as well, let's click on the text button again, and we'll change that title color to white so we can see it. And then the subtitle, let's make that a little bit lighter and make it a lighter pink. Again, you can put the text legibility on if you wanted to see it better, if your photo sort of doesn't suit that kind of way, but we can leave it off for this one because it works beautifully. For this next one, let's drop in another photo. A vertical photo works well there. Even if you had a horizontal photo, if it crops well, you can put that in as well. We simply need to change the URL to suit the company we are. High Street Soap.com, and then we will add our logo at the end as well. So that's how simple it has been to rearrange this one. If you can actually put your own code in there. You can create a code that's just VD18 just to make it suit, so you don't have to change anything. But I am going to go in here, and let's maybe just go back into the global colors and make this color a little bit lighter. The color that was there didn't really match the brand as well, so we'll make it a little bit softer pink, and then go into each block again. I'm going to make the text a little bit bigger for that bottom line, and let's make the subtitle white. And then let's go into this one, and once again make our subtitle color white. You can also, actually changing the global colors has also adjusted the background here, so we'll make that white. And while we're in here with the logo, let's have a look at the animations that we've got to use for our logo. I think the slide down's a really super slick one. And we can hover over that and see what the animation looks like. So just by hovering over each of these blocks, you can see how they're going to look. And once again, in a matter of minutes, we've been able to create a great marketing video that will help this company with their Valentine's Day sale. So let's preview that. And maybe show the final video as well? Cool. Okay, sweet. Now, do we have a question there, Lucas?
Yeah, we have a couple. Is there a way to remove the images from the left-hand menu to keep the media area from getting cluttered?
In the media tray?
In the media tray.
You can remove the images in there. So if you've uploaded too many that you don't necessarily want to use, I can go back into that project and continue editing. So let's say we don't want to use these two, so there's not too many in there. You simply highlight them, hit the delete button on your computer, and delete those assets out of the tray like that. Does that answer the question? Yep.
Yep.
Anything else?
Yeah. What are the recommended lengths for Facebook teasers?
That's like asking, I think, how long is a piece of string? I'm not sure if you heard Lucas say, he said, how long, what is the recommended length for a Facebook teaser? We go by less than 30 seconds here at Animoto ourselves because we've seen that's what works the best. We've also seen here that the more time that is viewed in a video, the more chance it is to go into the algorithm, into the news feed. So let's say you've got a 30-second video and people only watch it for 15 seconds, that's 50% of the video. But if you've got a 15-second video and people watch it for 15 seconds, that's 100% of the video that's watched. So we've seen that when that happens, it's more likely to go into the news feed. But that's not a hard and fast rule, that's just what we've seen. But the best thing is to keep it short. What I love about these particular ones, they're 2 photos, 2 or 3 blocks, and they're short and sweet and to the point. The other thing is, if you're trying to get new customers in, these are a great way to get their attention. So for a Facebook teaser that you mentioned, as a teaser or as a hook to get them in to like your product and want to see more, these shorter videos that don't tell too much of a story and don't kind of get people bored are a way better way to do that. If you're looking to educate your existing customer, then go for something longer. It's a funny thing that I always say whenever I make a video, it always seems to be 23 seconds. And then I go from there. But the other thing is to bear in mind too, that don't always go quality over time. So don't make sure it's short just to make it short. Make sure that your message is being conveyed and that everything you want to be in there is actually in the video that you're trying to get across. Do we have any other questions?
Yeah. We had one user ask about how to add a CTA to your video, and another user asking about how you add a URL to your video.
Okay, a CTA, it depends on, if you're actually using it for Facebook or Instagram, you can actually do the CTA for Facebook specifically in the copy, and you can actually do the CTA for the ad or the post. What we've got here, even in this Valentine's Day that we made, we've got enter the code Valentine's Day during checkout, and the URL is on there. So you can always type them into the video, but I think it's often better when you're posting to put those details in the post as well, rather than have them click on the video to go to the URL or to go to the call to action, that sort of way. So I think put the details in here, but also make it sure it's in the copy of your post. That's a far better way of getting that message across.
I will let you know if we have any others.
Thank you, and keep the questions coming, I like it. I'm going to make one more, so let's leave here, and we're going to create, there's a cool little video here that's for Valentine's offer. It simply says Valentine's Day is approaching, and then half-price boudoir shoots. So let's choose this one. You don't have to be a photographer to use this storyboard, and I think that's what I'm trying to convey with all of them, is that you don't have to, if you can look at the storyboards and look at the message they're trying to get across and relate that to your business, then that's the storyboard for you. There might even be storyboards we have there already that you can adjust to be Valentine's Day videos. They don't necessarily have to be just our Valentine's Day ones, but always look at what the messages are and the one that's going to be easiest for you to convey what you want in the video. So for this one, rather than a photographer, we're going to go with a skydiving company. So again, we'll upload these photographs and the logo into there.
And Sally, Carrie is asking, is there a way to change the time of each block?
There definitely is. I can show you that while I'm doing this one here. What we've done with the storyboards is that we've actually kind of already set the timing as we think is long enough to read the text that's on there or to keep the pacing as it should be, but you can always change that, and I'll show you once we've actually added these photos to this one. So let's drop the first image in here, and I'm going to use that one in there. So let's open up the first block. Again, we can actually move this across so that it's not taking up the entire block, and then take our text and move it into the corner. That way we can actually see the text a lot clearer in that area that's white. So that looks pretty cool. We'll go into here, and rather than half price boudoir shoots, let's make it half price skydiving. The perfect gift. I don't know how I'd feel if my Valentine gave me a skydiving jump for Valentine's Day, but I think it's fun, I think it's good. So for this one, we can't really see the text in here, so we'll go into the text tool again and change the title color to white, similar with the subtitle color. So that you can see very easy. Rather than limited sessions, let's say limited jumps available. Oops, I put the space in the wrong spot. Limited jumps available, that's cool. And then we'll take their logo, drag it in, and once again, change the URL to say West Virginia skydivers.com. Okay. And
Sally,
yep.
I got a question for Monica. What are the recommended photo and logo sizes?
Okay, this is really important actually. We recommend that photos are 2000 pixels on the longest side. If they're bigger, then what happens is our engine sometimes, just to make sure they transition smoothly, it'll actually make them smaller so that it flows much better, and you might see a loss of quality there. So if you make sure they're 2000 pixels wide, you won't have any trouble at all. They'll all be sharp and everything will look great. Similarly, I think with the logo, generally your logos tend to be smaller files anyway. Make sure it's not too small, but if it's 2000 pixels wide, that would be perfect. I'll also show you too, so was it Kerry who asked about the timing?
That was, yes.
Kerry?
Yeah.
You simply go, here it says 3 seconds, and that's how long that block is going to be up for. So we click on the 3 and we can make it 2, or we can make it 4. You can actually adjust that to be whatever you want it to be. Similarly here, you can hover over it and see, is that up there long enough for me to read what it says, or should I have it up there longer? And you can adjust that accordingly. Just before we finish this, their logo is orange. I think the pink is maybe a little bit too soft, so we'll go in once again and just change that background color. Let's make it more of that kind of reddy, kind of pinky color, just so that it suits the logo better. That way too, we'll go in here, change the color of the URL, and that all seems to work well. Let's just check that we like the song that's in there. So you can hit the music button, and you can hear the music that we've selected for that specific video. If you don't like the song, you can simply go in to change the song here. We have a full library. There's over 2,000 songs that are commercially licensed that you can use. They will be fine for you to upload to social media and YouTube because they are commercially licensed. So all that's included. So you can go through the library there and choose perhaps a better song that you like, that suits your brand and your product better, or you can simply leave the song that we've chosen. Again, I think the song that we've chosen suits this one. So let's go in and preview this and have a look what it looks like. Sweet. Are there any other questions there, Lucas?
Yeah, Anne just asked, should the first block be longer than the others time-wise?
I think, in my opinion, it's a matter of, it should be long enough for you to read the copy that's in there. If it's too long, it can keep people hanging, and it very quickly they lose interest in it. So pacing can be really important, and I tend to find that when I watch through a video, if I'm waiting for the next block to appear, then it's generally too long. If I can't read all the copy that's on there, or if I find it's too quick, then it's too short. So for this one, I think 3 seconds worked. You get to read it, you get to sort of take in the picture and everything, but I don't think it's a set rule that the first block should be longer for any reason. I think that's something that you'll find the flow as we go along. Just to make note too, with the storyboards, we've actually incorporated all of the social media best practices that we've learned here at Animoto into these storyboards. And most of them have also been tested on social media to make sure that they actually engage your customer and that they work. So the way that we've set it up here, if you're pretty much using all the copy that we're using, the way that I have with this one to make it easy, the pacing tends to fit really well, but you can always adjust that to whatever your needs are. There's one more thing I want to show you with this one too. If for some reason you don't like the copy that we've used there, you can actually change the font style to suit your brand better. So let's say that one there actually suits this brand better. And this is skydiving, it's a little bit more poppy. We've got quite a soft transition there. You can actually also change the style. We're using glamour at the moment, that's in this storyboard. We can change that. And let's make it bold. Bold has more of a jumpy kind of thing to it, so you don't have to stick to the transition that we've used. You can go back in and change the style. You can even copy it and make several copies of the same video using different styles to give it a different feel. Now with the bold style, you'll see that the colors have all kind of mixed up because bold puts a color behind the text just so that it stands out a bit more and it gives it that pop. So let's go in and change those. We'll make the text color, you make it white. Let's actually start with the background color and make that the red color. That looks good there. I just realized too I've got a little B there. Let's make it a big B now. Let's make this black for the URL. So you really have the ability to customize each block with a color palette that you need it to be, and for the colors to be in different ways if you want to. I, in the beginning, would just leave, the same color block behind the same color block behind the text on every block. But then I got to be a little bit more creative, and sometimes you can actually reverse those, switch them up a bit, sort of make one block a different color. So although there's a universal and global design tool here that you can use for the entire video, it's sometimes fun to dive into each block and adjust it as well. So let's have a look at what this bold one looks like, can we? Cool. So Lucas, were there any other questions coming through?
Let's see. Not right now, but
Okay.
I will let you know.
That's cool. There is one more, but we kind of, I think, should wrap it up. There's one more Valentine's marketing video, and that's this one here. It's 7 Things for Valentine's Day. It's like a listicle. What I love about these editorial type listicles is that if you don't have a product to sell, let's say you're a lawyer or you're an accountant or something like that, but you still want to communicate with your customers over Valentine's Day, you see it as a reason to actually make a video and reach out to them. Something like 7 great gifts for Valentine's Day, or 3 gifts that'll give you great tax deductions if you're an accountant or anything like that. But these listicle type editorial ones where you can maybe look for stock assets as well, maybe this whole 7 singles day things can actually be well for like a divorce attorney or something like that. But find something that just gives you a voice to speak to your customer, and to make these listicles, these editorials is really fun as well.
I got one.
Yep.
So in your opinion, is there any feeling to opening up a short marketing video with a short impactful video or a still? Or is it just based on creative preference? And that's from Debbie.
Okay, it is a lot of the time creative preference. I can tell you that from our personal experience, using a video clip with text on it as the first block is actually a really great way to start a video. Not everyone has video clips, so quite often we just start with a still. A lot of the time our storyboards have stills in them because they are a lot more accessible. But if you do have video clips, Debbie, definitely start with that. It's very attention seeking to start with a video, and have some fun with it. Like you said, be creative with it and see how it goes. Was there anything else there, Lucas?
Not right now.
Well, if we have no more questions, I think that's pretty much it. We'd love for you to share any videos that you're making, specifically with the Valentine's Day storyboards would be great. Follow us on Instagram, Animoto, @Animoto on Instagram. You'll see more examples of storyboard videos coming up there. Hashtag us on Instagram if you're sharing your own there so that we can see what you're making. We also have some great Facebook communities. We have Animoto Social Media Marketing.
Social
video marketing community, and Animoto for professional photographers. That's a great place where we've got thousands of businesses sharing their own videos, sharing them with us and asking us questions as well. And it's also a great place for us to get your feedback as to how we can improve the product. So go out there, enjoy your Valentine's Day, and happy video making.